The following podcast is not affiliated with the developers who have created the games being reviewed. The reviews are solely the opinions of the hosts to be used to make an educated decision on what games to download and play.
Hello, gamers, and welcome to Budget Arcade, the #1 free-to-play gaming podcast. I'm Scott.
My name is Jeff.
And hello, I am Mark.
And welcome to episode number 104. Just to recap, we play a free-to-play game every other week, and then we rate and review it. Mark, what was this week's game?
Oh, hey there. This week we played Rocket League Sideswipe. It's developed by Psyonix. It's published by Epic Games, but you may know Psyonix from other games such as the original Rocket League, the worst Mass Effect game created, Mass Effect 3.
They did Andromeda?
It's 3, but yeah.
Wait, 3 or Andromeda? Okay,
no, they
anyway.
did 3, but Andromeda's
Okay.
the worst one. You're right. And they also did Gears of War. It's a.
Oh, you're just talking about Epic Games.
No, I'm talking about Psyonix.
Psyonix did Gears of War?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
I don't think this is correct information.
Look it up, bro. You got the Googles
Epic is
at your-
Gears of War.
You got
Yeah,
Google-
Epic's Gears
you
of War,
got
not
Google at
Psyonix.
your
All right, you
fingertips.
start doing something. I'll do the research.
You
around
start
here.
doing something, and I'll do the talking.
Oh, that's fine with me, too.
This is a
Great, he's on the Ubi sauce today.
This is a car soccer game. It was released on November 15th of 2021 for your Android and iOS devices.
Okay, the games they developed are Monster Madness Gravedigger for the PlayStation 3, Supersonic Acrobat rocket-powered battle cars, which seems on the nose for them. Their first game was under the name South Peak Games. They also made Arc Squadron for the iOS and Android, as well as Arc Squadron Redux. Then, of course, famously, Rocket League. And as part of Epic Games, they made Rocket League Sideswipe.
I don't know where you got your information from, but
The same, well, obviously not the same place you did.
my
I
internet
got mine-
must be different than your internet.
No, I went to legitimatemeans.com.
Okay, well,
It's right here.
I don't pay for my internet, so I'm not
Okay.
illegitimate.
Oh, call the authorities. Mark.
Don't call the authorities. Call
Mark is
whoever.
the-
Yes.
This is like in the movies, you know. Someone call the cops. I am the cops. That's what we deal with on a daily basis.
That joke went right over your heads, didn't it, then?
No,
No.
it was just a bad joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Gameplay.
This is a Rocket League game, which is a
Soccer car.
Driving around remote control cars to play soccer, basically. Now, opposed to the original Rocket League, which is a 3D game, this is a 2D iteration of that.
Well, yes,
wait,
but it still is pixel. Is still
the original
polygons.
Rocket League was 3D, and this
Yeah,
is
it's
only
3-dimensional.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
You play in a 3-dimensional plane.
Did
in
you
the
play
original
the
Rocket
regular
League.
Rocket League
Are you talking?
and not Sideswipe?
Are you talking to me, Jeff?
Yes, I'm talking to
No,
you.
I played Sideswipe.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
you seem
I'm positive.
You seem confused about the
I deleted
dimensions
the
of the game
from
you
my
played.
phone today.
Okay, good. So if you're not familiar with Rocket League, it's soccer with fewer rules and more horsepower. How's that? Put that on a poster.
Mm.
Yeah.
T-shirt.
No. Not without being paid. So it's Rocket League. There's a ball, and you drive the car into the ball in the hopes of getting it into the goal. And you do this with, like Scott said, it's on a 2D plane as opposed to 3 dimensions, which for me, as someone who stinks at Rocket League, makes this game a whole lot more appealing. Because of
definitely.
That lack of an extra dimension allows my brain to comprehend it a lot better. And
it's easier to control, too.
Right. And you have 2 buttons on your little digital simulated screen there, or not the. Anyway, yeah, 2 buttons. You have jump, which you can tap once to jump, and then a second time to do like a rotating shot. And then you have a turbo button. And unlike the original Rocket League, where you'd have to pick up turbo on the map, this, just as long as you're touching either the ground or the walls, will refill on its own. But if you are in the air, it will not refill itself. And now your turbo is the most important thing, because you need to use that to get vertical
boost
and put yourself in places to get to the ball, to save, make saves from the opposing team, and everything else. And there's 3 game modes. There's duel, which is 1-on-1. There's doubles, which is 2v2, and then there's hoops, which is a 2v2 game, but the goal, as opposed to being vertical, is now horizontal.
Now, did you also notice, Jeff, as you're playing, so the 1 versus 1, the goal is actually lower to the ground.
Yes.
Whereas the 2 versus 2, it's about in the middle of the walls. And then, of course, the hoops are more like a basketball hoop where you have to get it in through the top of the goal.
Yes. I noticed that the difference on the duel and doubles. I mean, that's it. I don't know what else to tell you about the gameplay. I mean, its simplicity lends it to being so much fun, because the controls are simple and the objective is simple, but there's so many different ways to accomplish your goal of literally putting it in the goal. Like even just when the tip-off happens at the start of the individual round, the ball is in the middle of the map, and you drive towards it and try to hit into the other person's goal. Now, you can take 2 different approaches. You can just storm right to it, or you can play passively and try to prevent the other team from scoring. And it's just knowing how to approach that in each situation. Do you go safe and just try to make sure that they don't score, or do you go for it all at once and try to score immediately? And then while you're in the air, it definitely creates different strategies. And then when you're playing 2-player, it's more about setting your partner up for a shot than it is necessarily trying to set yourself up for one.
Well, for the soccer matches, the ball didn't move once the game started. You had to meet in the middle.
Right.
And with the basketball, where you're trying to get in the hoop, the ball would be launched in the air. And so there's different approaches for the different game modes.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on where you're 1v1 or 2v2 would depend on, hey, am I going to try to like get this ball out of the air? Or am I going to, play defense? So there is absolutely strategy involved in this game. However, in the 2v2, all the games that I played 2v2, it was pretty much, hey, we're just trying to score. I mean, we ended up playing defense when it got down to the ball got to our area, and we're trying to get the ball out of the net, or prevent it from going in the net. But for the most part, I in my opinion, I didn't encounter too much defense in this game.
Yeah. As I got later, because I played a ton of this game this week, and as I was ranking up and getting more experience in my...
Oh, and that's another thing, too. Every game is a ranked game. There's no, unranked. It's all... Right. As you play, you're going to be in a ranked division. How far up did you get, Jeff, by chance?
I want to say gold 1 for doubles. Let me pull up the app.
You beat me then. I got up to silver 2 on doubles and silver 2 on the 1v1, but I'm still in like I think bronze 5 on hoops.
Yeah, I'm bronze 5 and 1 went away from going silver on hoops. Gold 1 on doubles and then silver 3 on duel.
How about you, Mark? How far did you get?
I was in the bronze. I never got to the silver, but I got pretty far in the bronze. The bronze 4 or bronze 5, whatever.
Yeah. So in silver, I started to notice that you did have to play defense, otherwise you're going to get destroyed by these other guys.
Well, and I noticed my teammates would kind of rotate who was on defense. Like if you play with someone who's really experienced and they play with the same style you do. Like, we didn't even need to communicate. Like, we just kind of, I went on occasion pushed, and they would play back. And, it's deciding, do you want to go all in on a certain, point in the game match where you feel like you have the advantage? Or, like, late in the match with a 1-goal lead, we're both just defending the goal, keeping the ball on the ground. And it feels like sport. I mean, I think that's what's so great about the gameplay is that you can play it in so many different ways. No two matches are the same because you're always playing against people. I love every minute of the gameplay.
Save it for the sealed,
and
Jeff.
Jeff and I actually played together for a few games, and it is noted that the times on the games are very short. What is it? 3 minutes? I think
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, so
and it's beautiful. Like,
oh yeah, it flies by so quickly that you can play multiple games in one sitting and be like, I feel fulfilled. But these games were so quick. How about another? Just one right after the other, and then you're 10 games in. You're like, okay, I'm good now.
Yeah, it's good for both a quick game on the can or in a waiting room, and also 10 games before bed. Playing either way was satisfying for me. It definitely, as a mobile game, serves its purpose of being ready at a moment's notice. I went to the movies the other day, and over my mobile data was playing matches, and it played flawlessly. So, and just having that ability while I'm waiting for the movie to start to play 2 or 3 matches is so good, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I had some
Mark.
Yeah, I actually had some lag, I believe, when I played yesterday, and it was really weird because it was kind of like almost like a rubber banding effect, but not quite. But I hadn't had it probably the entire time we played this game until, yesterday, and then I haven't had it since. So it was really weird. So maybe it was my internet at the time, but it was just like it played so well otherwise.
Servers could be, clogged or whatever.
This is true too. Trying to think if there was anything else in the gameplay I wanted to mention.
They have weekly challenges.
Yep.
And
yes,
those I enjoyed is because it presented a different perspective. That's what kept me wanting to play. Like at one time I had the challenge, a weekly challenge of, hey, finish 20 online matches or whatever. And so that kept me wanting to get there just because I wanted to see what the reward was for these. And typically it's either the in-game, currency, or it's a loot box of sorts that you roll, or you tap on and it gives you a random assortment of things, or it's an emoticon for your car. Or
yeah, that's what I wanted to mention. Thanks for reminding, Mark.
Sure.
There's no chat in the game other than if you're in a party with somebody, but you communicate with your teammates through what Mark said, the emoticons. Like there's nice shot and thanks and good game and all that, but that's pretty much the bulk of communicating in the game.
Yeah,
And
there's no way to set anything up with it.
Well, right, and I didn't run into a time where I needed anything more than those emoticons. Like I'd make a mistake and I'd select the oops emoticon, or somebody else would be like, nice shot, and it's the game is so simplistic in its outset that you don't need to chat with anybody. You're either the defender or you're the offense on your team, and the goal is to put the ball in the net, and the game allows you to do that pretty flawlessly.
What was your guys' favorite mode to play in this game?
Probably solo, like duos. I'm not only reason I played hoops was for those challenges Mark was talking about, because otherwise I probably would never play hoops.
I thought the hoops was the more fun mode of gameplay than just the regular soccer one.
Yeah, I think it offers. What's interesting is having that horizontal goal.
Yeah.
And the ball being tipped off at the beginning changes the game so much.
You're right.
Your strategies are completely different. So I'm not saying that I don't like the mode, and it will for sure, if I get tired of playing standard soccer mode, I would be glad to, and I still play hoops. Like I have it in the rotation. That's another thing we should say. So when you queue up, you can select 1, 2, or 3 of the modes. So if you don't like hoops, or you don't like playing doubles, and you don't want to have a teammate and you just want to play the solo mode, you can. And that's just a really nice feature to have as well.
Yeah, I found playing hoops actually helped me with my boosting ability, to where after I play games of hoops for a while, I actually knew how to play better in the soccer part, because I could boost and hold the ball in the air and balance it on the tip and the nose of my car until I got to the goal. It felt like Rocket League to me. This is what I wanted to be able to do in the original Rocket League, but I didn't have the brain that was big enough to be able to comprehend to even do that.
You feel pretty good. Like when you score a goal, it's so satisfying, and there's these effects, like you can get certain ones by unlocking them and whatever, that it's always that satisfying air horn goes off and the goal kind of explodes and it sends all the cars backwards. So when you work for a goal and you get one, it's very satisfying. And the fact that this is more friendly of a game, in my opinion, as far as newcomers, just makes it all the more so.
Paywall.
There isn't one. I don't know what to tell you.
It's all cosmetic. That's it.
Well, yes, it's all cosmetics, but you can't pay for any of them. Everything in this game you have to earn.
Yeah, everything. I don't think I saw any way to purchase. I mean, you could purchase cosmetics with
yes, with the in-game currency. So there is
with
gold.
the in-game currency. Yeah,
but
I don't know if there was a way to purchase that currency.
No, there isn't, that I could find anywhere. And there's a battle pass that's free.
The Rocket Pass, yeah. It's a free Rocket Pass. And that's where you get the in-game currency.
Right. Well, and then you get it from leveling up, and then doing your challenges, and then you'll open these crates from your battle pass that will have more currency, and then you can go to the store and buy cosmetics with that currency, but none of it you can't spend money on the game right now. Now that's going to change. More
than likely, yeah.
It has to, unless that their hope is. The counter thought is that they use this game as a way to get you to create an Epic account.
Yeah, it's a filter.
Because you have to have an Epic account to play it. And if they're getting people to say, oh, I need an Epic account, and they use it as a way to get 1 million emails or more, or however much, then you could say that was worth it. But I don't think that will be the case. This is Epic, and Fortnite being the most well-monetized game probably of all time, they will find a way to monetize this. They will get your money, but I feel confident in saying that they will do it in a very fair and ethical fashion, like they did for Fortnite.
Yeah, definitely.
But as of today, get in now because it's completely free. You can't spend money.
So yeah, we're recording this on January 22nd. I know that the Battle Pass or the Rocket Pass has 10 more days left on it, and the game just released a week and a half ago for us, or 2 weeks ago,
something like that. Yeah.
So the game hasn't even been out that long, and so I imagine after this first Rocket Pass, it might go to a paid version. But I mean, it may be that in-game currency that we've already earned, and we can purchase it to continue to play the game.
Well, you can play the game without it. That's the beauty.
Well, yeah,
so
no. I mean, like to get the cosmetics free or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, what if Epic is just trying to get people to play it on console? And this is just an introductory offering.
And it could be, but I don't see people cross it over that much. I mean, it could be, but I don't think that's the case. I just don't think that's a sound strategy. Personally, I don't think they'll see that much crossover.
I also don't think that Epic is super focused on Rocket League to garner so much new players. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Rocket League, the brand, the franchise has been around for years and years.
And you just said it. Like, you don't think they're that focused on Rocket League? They're going to put a game out for free just to advertise it?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I mean, Epic is huge. So, I mean, they're not.
Yeah, but they're also they're going to monetize it. We can bounce back to this if you want in however many weeks, and I promise you they will have monetized this game.
Well, sure. I mean, they'd be dumb not to. But I just think that they're not so focused on, hey, let's get new players for Rocket League. I see what you're saying. That strikes me as weird because if they got
that was
other
their
fish
strategy,
to fry.
I think it's a bad one because I don't think people will come from the mobile game. And even if they do, I think they're going to be so bummed out that they suck at the regular game. They're just going to play the mobile one.
Yeah, I agree with Jeff on that because the skill ceiling on regular Rocket League is so much higher than the skill ceiling in this game.
But that also makes sense with a controller and just different mechanics behind everything. I mean, you're pressing one button and controlling the car with another. It's very simple. This game is very simple, and it's so simple that it's good. Is a testament
so
to
easy a caveman can do it.
Well, it's the easy to pick up and play. I mean, and difficult to master. Like I got into a couple matches with people who had mastered this game.
Yeah.
Wherever the ball was, they were able to figure out some way to like I had played against people who wouldn't aim the ball towards the goal, but they would bounce it off the ground and it would go into the goal. Like I played against some people who were smurfing or something because they got in the game and they rolled us.
And the game also, gives you different cars at different levels. I
don't think there's a difference in the cars other than cosmetic.
I mean, in my
Just
opinion,
cosmetic.
there is. The type of car that you had, I had I had the like dune buggy type car, and then I had two like older muscle type cars. And the muscle type cars had longer noses. You could balance the ball on the nose easier. And so like there's different strategy. And those cars are offered in you could unlock them via weekly or daily challenges or whatnot. And as you progressed up levels, Epic to me knows what they're doing with this type of stuff. And so I would be flabbergasted if Epic was like, oh, hey, we're trying to get more players to play Rocket League, rather than what you suggested, Jeff, as just getting email addresses. They're just trying to get people to sign up for Epic accounts. To me, this game strikes me as hey, we knew that we could do this game and do it well, so we built it in order to filter other things.
Yeah, that's all speculation too. I mean, and as I said, I suspect this will be monetized sooner rather than later. A lot of these companies, when they do these new free-to-play games, that first season is often free. And we've seen it in other games as well. And I suspect when season 2 comes around, it wouldn't surprise me if it's $10 for the battle pass, which honestly, if I don't plan on taking the game off my phone, I'd pay that. That's fair.
Replayability.
I think the game is infinitely replayable. It's so much fun, and every time you play it, it's different. Even when you get smashed and destroyed, it's only 2 minutes of getting smashed and destroyed, and then you can jump into a new match.
And you can
There's
forfeit
You can
those
even pick
matches.
to forfeit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can forfeit the match if you're getting destroyed and not have to worry about any sort of penalty other than your normal losing penalty. And if you're 2v2, both of you have to forfeit, but you get a notification if your teammate wants to. So like, yeah, even if you're getting destroyed, you can say, okay, I'm not going to go through another minute, 30 seconds of this, and you can forfeit, and it's fine. And I keep coming back to it. This is what you want on your phone. You want a game where if you're bored for a few minutes, you open the app, you play it. You don't have to remember where you left off in the game or what you're supposed to do next. You just queue up, play a match, turn it off.
Now,
I've played at least 3 to 4 matches a day in this game.
And I did find that, if you can get bored with the modes. Like, you have your soccer and then your hoops. And, after so many matches, you're just like, oh, I wish I could do something else. And I could see where somebody could get bored with the offerings currently as they stand. That doesn't mean that Epic isn't prepared to offer more game modes in the future.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they have a hockey mode on consoles on standard Rocket League. It wouldn't surprise me if they drop that at some point, maybe next season.
Maybe a 3v3, but I think they would have to make the field longer to be able to accommodate it.
I don't, and maybe, but I think that would be too much chaos on a screen. I think 2v2 is actually pretty optimal. I think it might be the way the game is meant to be played, but
and I think this game would benefit from like an NBA Jam type feel to it. Like if you had a game mode that was like NBA Jam where it was just sped up, it was just kind of just off the wall, bat poop crazy. And
self-censored. Oh my god!
Yeah, no, Scott, you'd be proud of me.
Did you hear that, Scott? He's thinking about
yeah,
you.
I did.
Yeah. But I feel like this game on mobile could very flawlessly incorporate something like that to where everything was just kind of enhanced. Speeds were enhanced. Shots were enhanced.
Well, they had in regular Rocket League. You can make custom modes and stuff. So like if you just wanted unlimited boost,
yeah,
you could do that. So having custom games where people could set up their own rule sets and I think would be a great addition and would allow people to design those sorts of off the wall game modes you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I never got bored of the game, but I also, I'd play 4 or 5 matches and it's okay. And I just close the app. Like I never, because of the way the game is made, I never felt like I had to play it. I only played it when I wanted to. And so if you're playing a story-based game, you might hit a lull, okay, I'm doing another fetch quest. But because of the nature of this game, the moment I was like, okay, that's enough matches, I quit the app, and so there was never a point where I felt like I was playing the game against my will to just get through a campaign or something.
I forgot to mention too, so in regular Rocket League, you can bump into your opponents and your teammates.
Oh, right.
That's not available whatsoever in this game. The only thing you can touch and hit is the ball. So, like, if you go and, like, would normally collide with, like, an opponent, doesn't happen in this game. You go right through them.
Yeah, I think that's obviously on purpose because
And that's for the better.
yeah, it's a smart game design choice, I believe.
Oh, yes. But it also, you can't block certain shots by hitting your opponent. And I found myself trying to do that multiple times. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can't hit them. I got to hit the ball.
I think the difference is that I gave up on trying to play regular Rocket League a lot quicker than you. So I never even thought to bump into my opponents. I just...
That's true. You did give up.
You just play the ball.
I attempted to get good and never did. So
it's too hard.
Yeah,
I watched
it's so hard.
pro Rocket Leaguing, and I'm like, okay, well, I think I'm done with this for the rest of my life.
I watched a guy the other day. He was actually streaming it on TikTok, and so I went to his stream on Twitch, and he was playing this mode where it was a bunch of rings set up. You remember, like Pilot Wings, where you had to go and fly your airplane around and go through all the rings. Yeah, or Superman 64, terrible game. But it was like this setup where there was rings that you had to fly through, but he had to balance the ball on his car as he's flying through all these rings, and he was like doing it flawlessly. And I'm like, I don't see how the heck he can do this.
He's a maniac.
It's mind-boggling to me. I could never comprehend that.
Judgment.
At the end of each episode, we decide whether the game deserves our seal or not and requires a 2/3 vote to be approved or denied. Jeff, what do you say?
No, it doesn't. It's far too replayable. It's way too much fun. The action is really easy to pick up, and so I just
All right, Namek.
Damn. No, the game's awesome. I think it's one of the best games we played on the podcast since probably Storybook Brawl. To me, it's not going anywhere. It's staying on my phone for the foreseeable future because it is the perfect mobile experience for me. It is a game that is not compromised by being on mobile. They didn't try to put too much like controls into it. It's 2 buttons and a joystick. The games are 2 minutes long. It's perfectly designed, in my opinion. It is near flawless and wholeheartedly gets my seal.
How about you, Mark?
So this is low-hanging fruit, I feel, for the podcast.
There he goes again. What? You did that on purpose this time. There's...
No, this game is fun. It's simplistic. It's refined. It doesn't try to be anything like over extravagant. It's good. It's a good game, and I feel like it's low hanging fruit for Epic.
God,
it's because they knew.
Stop saying low hanging fruit.
No, I'm not going to say
new phrase.
Nope. You cannot take credit for a phrase. Jeff.
I'm not taking credit for the phrase. I'm telling you're saying it too much.
No, you can't tell me I'm saying anything too much. It's low hanging fruit.
Has he been saying it a lot in Draft House?
Oh, yeah. And he says it when he goes to the doctor. He's like, something's wrong with the low-hanging fruit. It's just constant with this guy.
You think I'm going to poo-poo? I self-censored myself again. You think I'm going to poo-poo on the game because you liked it, but I'm not.
No, I didn't say that. I'm sick of... Never mind.
You're sick of
I thought you were going to poo-poo on it.
Hold on.
Because you said in the beginning, this is trash.
Jeff is sick of me talking, and he doesn't want to hear me talk anymore, even though he has a podcast with 2 podcasts with me.
I do, exactly. If I didn't want to hear you talk,
right, you'd go and get another podcast with Eric from Spielberg chronologically. So this is low hanging fruit for Epic. Where they knew that they could put this on mobile, make the controls just fine. They didn't have to do anything special. They didn't have to do anything special. They didn't have to do anything special with the controls for them to be great. They knew that. So they're like, hey, let's just port the game onto mobile, and
It's
and
not
we'll get everybody to sign up for an Epic account, and we'll call it great, and we're not going to monetize anything, and everybody's going to be just like playing this game, and then we're going to drop season 2, and everything's going to be monetized. Anyways, the game gets my seals because it's fun.
Thank
it's
God.
it's well thought out. It doesn't do anything like crazy, and it's fun.
Yeah, I was worried there, Mark, because
know
back
you were.
on
I don't know what he was
January
saying.
11th, you texted us and said, it sucks, but only because I suck. So I thought you were going to be like, nope, this game's trash.
No, I got good, scrub.
Yep.
Oh, okay, good. I'm
Unlike
glad
some
you got
people
good.
with Halo Infinite, he got good, Scrub.
Oh, that was a bad dig, man.
Sick burn.
Sick burn. I need a little aloe with that burn, please.
All right. What do you think about this game, Scott?
This game is amazing. I felt like a superhero in Rocket League in this game, whereas the original Rocket League, I felt like a scrub. It gets my seal, 100%. This is going to stay on my phone. I'm going to continue to play it, and I will report back in 2 weeks whether or not the new Rocket Pass is paid or not. We do have a commentary from Namek
for anything that's remotely not trash.
Say that one more time.
Y'all are just very willing to accept anything that's not trash for these games. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying that
You're the guy who said Raid Redemption was good. You're the guy
You
who
also
said that Town of
said Raid
Salem is
Redemption
better
was
than
good.
Among Us.
get the hell
You're
out
out of
here.
your mind.
And Among Us was not better than Salem
And
Witchcraft.
you're acting
He's
like
whatever.
this is
also the
not
guy who
great.
said
This
that
game
Wild
is
Rift
great.
sucked.
It's great. All right, whatever. All right, this
He
is
also
Namek.
poo-pooed on Wild Rift, Jeff, remember?
Wild Rift was
Well,
garbage.
I wasn't surprised by that. But he also prefaced it was, this isn't for me. It's fine. But trying to pretend that this game, like, he gives it his seal, and then he tries to tell us we shouldn't have given it our seal.
No, I'm just saying
'Cause we're
y'all-
just
y'all
glad it
are
isn't
so
crap.
ingrained with trash that you're like, oh my god, this is the greatest game ever, and it's like, all right, it's
the-
fine, it's good,
It's
fine.
one of the best games we played for the podcast
It's fine,
by a mile.
it's fine, it's okay.
It's better than Toon Blast.
And it's not, guy. You
Oh, it
shut
is.
your mouth.
That's way better than Toon
Get
Blast.
the
Come
hell
on,
outta
Toon Blast
here.
isn't even multiplayer.
Listen,
It's just you play against yourself.
Toon Blast is just a reskin of some other game. Toon Blast could put my never mind.
Your
All right,
mom's
so
a
Toon
Toon
reskin
Blast
Blast
is
of
a
some other
reskin
game.
of
It
Gordon
is a reskin of
Ramsay's
some other game.
whatever it was. No, it's a reskin of all those games. There's like 1,200 different ones that have the exact same gameplay.
oh, you've
Yeah.
counted.
Anyways,
Name
Yes,
them.
we do have a commentary from Namek.
All right, this
He
is what
hated the
says,
game.
and I'm going to edit
This
this.
commentary. He hated the game. Let's go.
This is probably one of the guys you'll agree with then, because, all right, I don't understand Mark. Like, he was positive on the game, and then he's negative on it.
I'm not
I can't
negative
with
on it.
this dude.
I'm saying it was a good game. Y'all are fawning over the game like it's the greatest
It's
game
a
ever. And
great
it's like
game.
it's like, all right, let's calm down. Let's take a step back. Let's reevaluate our positions here.
It's a great game.
all right.
Just whatever. Okay. Rocket, this is Namek, my boy. I love the guy, but sometimes, my friend, Rocket
all
League
the time.
Sideswipe is best to swipe left on, which is a Tinder joke. Is that, is people still Tinder? I don't know. Okay. The game is better than the trash Mark had us play last week, and it's relatively polished, but the best thing is that it is unnecessary. What? Just
Biggest
play the
thing.
original Rocket League. The only two advantages that this has is that it is mobile and arguably less toxic. That's really the only advantages. The game itself, while polished enough, feels like an easier version of Rocket League with slightly more difficult controls due to mobile. Besides being able to play on the fly, why would you ever play this over the original? So no, doesn't get my seal, though it's not bad, just feels meh. And I'll uninstall it before long. Side note, it's nice to link your Epic account, but would have been cooler to carry over your cosmetics from the main game. I'm going to read this in my head before I say it on the pod because I think he's trying to pull some shenanigans.
There's a dig at Mark somewhere in there.
Well, he hates on Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to read this because he's a good guy. It's an end note. We already know all games and movies are better than Uncut Gems, which is not true. We have watched a movie worse than Uncut Gems. It's called 9. Better than Uncut Gems, but a movie that's better than Thor Ragnarok is Demolition Man. While I love Demolition Man, I don't know about that. Make sure to give that episode of Movie Draft House a listen wherever you find your podcast. And he brings it home. You know what I mean? Just when Mark thinks he couldn't do anything dumber, he does something like this and totally redeems himself.
Listen.
Movie Draft House.
Yeah.
This Thursday.
The harder they fall. I feel like Namek hit the nail on the head there. It's
Of course.
the game is unnecessary. It's fun, but it's unnecessary.
Aren't all games unnecessary?
No, there's necessary games out there. Toon Blast is a necessary game.
Okay, Mark. Toon Blast is necessary, but this is unnecessary. I don't understand. So, all right. Part of the problem is Namek isn't an old man like me and Scott. All right. We can't do this newfangled 3D gaming that everybody's into with polygons and whatnot. We need our Mario's 2D and our Rocket League side scrolling. Okay. We have to have it. So that justifies the existence of this game for me.
All right. So, Battle Royale or card game?
Neither.
Pick one.
Card game.
All right. Card game. Yeah. I don't want to do PUBG. Forget PUBG. Here's my quick review of PUBG. It's free to play and it's filled with cheaters and it's still not great.
Did you go back to and play it?
Yeah, I downloaded it on PC and it's stuck in the past, man. It's just like they've made improvements to it, but not enough. And I get that it's still trying to go for a realistic battle royale approach, and there is a market for that. But I don't feel like it does anything well enough to warrant playing it, other than the sound design is still the best in any battle royale ever. But
Okay,
that's it.
so on that note, the next game that we're going to play is going to be The Elder Scrolls Legend. It is a card game on mobile.
This is the one I told you about, and you kept arguing with me that this has been out for 600 years, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
And Elder Scrolls years, that's 600, yeah.
Hey, well, Google told me 2017, so that's what I was looking at.
But are we saying that this game is new-ish?
Sure, it's new-ish.
Oh, God.
We're going to go with
It's
it,
new to
okay?
me.
All right. At least it's on mobile. Hey, if you want to get in touch with us, go to facebook.com/Budget Arcade, Twitter and Instagram at Budget Arcade. Also, we're on Tinder now. You can swipe right on Budget
Swipe
Arcade,
right or
baby.
left on us.
What I meant to
go.
say was TikTok and Twitch at Budget Arcade Podcast. Also, check out the Movie Draft House wherever you get your podcast for me and Mark to talk about movies. And also returning February 2nd, Hitchcock chronologically is being reborn as Spielberg chronologically. And on February 2nd, myself and Eric from the Gaming Nexus review the movie Duel, Spielberg's first ever film.
I still have a problem
subscribe
with this,
now.
but it's fine.
What?
I just have a problem with you
With
getting
what?
somebody else to talk movies with.
To talk movies?
Yeah.
You feel cheated on?
No, it's just fine. It's you want somebody
I
that
don't.
you can
You're
manipulate
the one who
into
just said
feeling how
I
you-
hate making podcasts with you, and you sound annoyed to be around me.
I'm
Get
just
a
saying.
guy-
I'm just saying. If I came to you and was like, "Hey, I'm actually going to release a podcast on the day prior to our movie Draft House podcast coming out," me talking with somebody else about movies.
But
You
Hitchcock
telling
was
me
coming
you-
out before the Draft House was
Right,
on
but
Wednesdays.
you didn't have a co-host.
Okay,
You didn't
listen,
have a
Mark,
designated co-host.
If tomorrow you said, "Hey, I talked to whoever Scott, and we're going to do a movie podcast," I'm
Yeah.
like, "Cool, man.
No, you
where
feel-
can I subscribe?"
No, you'd feel
in my
you'd
favorite
feel,
podcast
You'd feel a little
app.
jaded. You would. It's fine.
No, I wouldn't.
You would
It
feel a
wouldn't
little
hurt my
jaded.
feelings at all.
I didn't say you hurt my feelings. I'm just saying I'm a little bit jaded.
Well, it
It's-
sounds like it.
I don't
You're
know
jealous.
how to take it.
I don't know why you
All
need to
of
be
a sudden,
offended.
you
If
go
you want to help
from a
support the
solo
show, you can do so
podcast
on our
to a
Patreon. It's
dual podcast. It's like,
No, shut up, Scott.
patreon.com/arcade.
Here's why I did the
You know I'm going to
podcast
cut you
with
guys
Eric.
all out.
I don't. Excuse me.
I'm
You're going to edit me out of every future
crap out of
episode.
you.
You better tone it down, bruh. I got 3 podcasts. I don't need 3. Don't tempt me with a
Yeah,
good
but
time.
I don't need
I
you
know. And
guys
movie draft house is going to be the
arguing
odd
over it.
man out.
Oh, this is good stuff. The people who
Argue
listen
on
this
your own
long
time.
are Nomic and no one else, and he loves this.
No, there's people in India that listen to this.
Yeah, but they don't go to the end. As soon as Mark and I start yelling, they turn it off. All right, I'll yell about Mark. This with Mark later on our own time. Go to movie draft house where we're not held down by an oppressor.
If you'd like to
take it home,
also, we have t-shirts available. The link is in our show notes, as well as you can join our Discord if you want to speak with any of us, and that link is also in the show notes. The music is provided by Stimage, and you can download his music at metroidmetal.com. And game on.